Hello there. Welcome to Survivor 41, baby. We're here. It's time. Oh dear Lord. Tragically, we lost JD last episode. And honestly, I'm a little nervous just because the title of the episode 5, is The Strategist or the Loyalist. And I feel like that could really apply to the Ua tribe if we somehow go back to tribal council with that 3-person tribe again. I feel like that could apply to that situation. I mean, it could apply to some other things, like maybe between Xander, Tiffany, and Evie, that kind of thing. But it seems like it could apply to Ua, which is really making me nervous. That maybe they could go to tribal council, bro. I'm like, oh, God. So pardon me if I'm a little nervous about that fact. I hope I'm wrong in that kind of thing. And again, it's vague enough to where it doesn't have to be that tribe for sure. But I remember famously Winners at War, when I saw the episode was called Buddy System on Steroids. I was like, okay, then Boston Rob's tribe is going to freaking tribal council. Especially when in the beginning of the episode we didn't hear anything about the Buddy System on Steroids. I'm like, okay, well, the only way we're going to get that is if they go to tribal council. So that kind of spoiled it for me, the episode title. But yeah, I mean, my feelings going into this episode is that I really hope Ua is not the tribe that goes to tribal council. Even though the cast overall is really great, I'd much rather we go like Luvu. Maybe they actually pull off throwing a challenge this time. But I'd much rather Luvu go and get one of those out of there, rather than lose one of the 3 greats of Ua. Or even Yasa. I mean, Yasa's got some great ones too. So that's the nature of bringing things down to small tribes, though. It's pretty hairy. It gets pretty hairy. And it seems like we're just going to ride it out with these tribes, We're just going to go here through these tribes until the merge. And so we'll see how it plays out. We'll see if the show even acknowledges the split idol anymore, like the phrases at camp, and the fact that Xander just will never have a vote again. We'll see. Because we kind of forgot about that last episode, but that's still a thing out there. That's like, will Xander get his vote back, or what's good? All right. So, as always, you can click the link in the description to see me watching the reaction, highlights of my reaction, or watching the episode with highlights of my reaction, and then you can come back afterwards for a little bit of discussion that I'll have on the episode. All right, let's go. Oof. Can I just say that was, all things considered, an excellent episode of Survivor, I thought. Tragic, of course. I know, like, if I had to script it differently, I would have not had Ua go to tribal council. I hate small tribes in general, but freaking 3 people voting, it's gross, and I didn't want to lose any of them. So in that way, it was tragic, but in terms of an episode and, like, the strategy, and like you could feel the heart racing at the end there with that tribal, like just the standoff between the 3 of them, and like the trust even between closest allies is really called into question. That was great. The whole how they presented the freaking Nasir finding that Beware idol, that was great. The way they just sprung it on us like that, brilliant. Beautiful, love that. The moment between Shan and Liana was beautiful, and I'm glad that was just a beautiful moment and not like, okay, Shan's epic farewell. And I mean, everything in the show has indicated that Shan would be here more long term. She's been like the driving seat, the narrator for so much so far. But I was like, I mean, this is a new era. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something different. It's like she was such a driving force in the beginning that they might present her that way, even if she gets upset and blindsided here right in episode 5. So I was not confident in anything at that point, so that was great. And then the Yasa stuff was pretty nice too. It was cool. The whole exchange between Xander and him like lying to Tiffany, like there's a lot of great stuff here. I just really hope we get to see stuff come to fruition, like the Shan and Liana stuff, and get to see Shan and Ricard play long term. So we get something out of this great Uwa tribe, and they're not just like destroyed from the merge. Now I'm really curious about what this little twist is, or is like everybody's yelling merge, and he's like, not quite. So the fact he said that makes me think it's not like a swap situation where we're swapping into two tribes. Maybe it is just a swap into two tribes. But the way he said that, it almost makes it seem like it's something new entirely. Like maybe you're all like something we can't even predict. You're all living on the same beach, but you vote within your tribe or something weird. But honestly, probably the most likely situation is the swap into two tribes, right? Because we have 6 Luvu, we have 4 Yasa, and we've got 2 Uwa. So that's 12 people. And there's a final 3. And so 9-person jury potentially. I feel like that's where we were at traditionally. So maybe they're going for something different. Maybe we'll get to a 7-person jury again. Maybe that would be kind of interesting. I don't know. Something different there, but I don't know. I'm excited to see where we go from here, really. But what an excellent episode of Survivor. I mean, the advantage thing, I'm glad it finally came to fruition. That was awesome. The editing was awesome. Like some of the directing choices were really great. That was a really awesome episode of Survivor. You know, emotional moments, strategic moments. It had it all. What a thrill. But again, of course, it was my prediction in the beginning based on the title. It was like the strategist or the loyalist. That sounds like 2 sides of the coin there between, Ricard or Genie, and a 3-person tribe. So that was my prediction from the beginning. Unfortunately, it came true. But hopefully Shan and Ricard can make a deep run at it here. And I'm really just excited to see how it plays out. There are a couple of players that I don't care too much about. But overall, I'd be excited to just see some interesting gameplay and see how, I'm not rooting against most of these people. I'm here to see some great gameplay here on out. So I hate small tribes. I hate that Uwa went. But unlike some people within the fan community, I do really love the direction this season is going, both in presentation, everything. It's really a breath of fresh air, I think. And I'm excited for more. So if you enjoyed this video, me talking about this episode, feel free to check out more from the channel. In particular, why not go back and watch our review of Survivor Marquesas? If you're a real Survivor fan, that's season 4. That's season 41. Drop the 1, keep the 4. And in case you didn't know, I am going through old school Survivor with my friend Alex, showing him every season for the first time chronologically. We're up to Survivor Palau, that's season 10. And so that's going on concurrently with this. Basically, episode to episode, it just happened to line up. So it's like I'll post episode 5 of this. In a couple of days, I post episode 5 of that. And it's a fun time. So please, if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our podcast feed, like the video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like us on Facebook, Tarqaron TWO. Meow.